Hey y'all, it's your girl Jackie, and I'm back with another review for y'all guys. Yes, y'all know I'm finna come and talk to y'all about The Shy. I know, like I said in my other video, I've been MIA, but I'm back to give y'all this content. So, I am here to talk to y'all about season 6 of The Shy. This is part 2 of season 6. I know I didn't get no commentary for the first half, but I am here for the second half. Okay. A lot been going on, y'all. A lot has been going on, and we gonna get up into it. Yes, we will. Before we get started, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And please make sure y'all hit that notification bell so that y'all can get my videos every time that they drop. And without further ado, let's get into this mess, y'all. And I'm not going to take up too much of y'all time. We just going to go over some things. I'm not going to go in order or nothing like that. I'm just going to talk about different situations and how I feel about it. First thing I'm gonna start off with is this whole thing with Jake and Gemma. I'm gonna go ahead and get that out the way. Um, and I was one of the people that was here for Jake and Gemma, even though I didn't like how they went about it, at all. But you know what I'm saying? I just, I don't know. For some reason, I was just here for them. But when Gemma started doing all that bullshit, like I'm like, okay, so this is the route they going with her. We gonna see that she's just still this person just gonna do some out of order shit, even though she in a relationship with somebody. Like she doesn't understand that she's in a relationship. Okay, so when I feel like when Jake peeped how Gemma was moving, he was like, I already knew what it was. I knew what it was when I got with you. So it is what it is. So he was like, okay. He started, okay, well I'm gonna do me too then shit. And I can't even be mad at him because you over here kissing on other bitches. Now, granted, he fucked somebody, but listen, you, because it was like, yeah, Jay, you fucked somebody though. Like that shit wrong. Y'all both cheated though. Y'all both cheated. Y'all both cheated. So, but still, um, even though she didn't actually have sex with uh uh Bacarietta, whatever her name is, um, she kissed her and she made out with her. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. I do think Jake went a little bit further and having sex with and with the first lady of all people, Jake. The first lady, okay, all right. I mean, yeah, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, but Jake hell though. Jake been cracking me up though. But yeah, I don't know. If they make it through this, it'd be a miracle because I just don't see it. I just don't see it. But I do think that they really do care about each other. But it's like I feel like Jake is like he not finna let himself get hurt, nothing like that. You do some shit, he gonna be like, all right, I wanna move how you moving, and it is what it is. And um, I don't know what's gonna go on with them, y'all, but yeah, what's going on between them is interesting. Now, next thing I want to talk about is Papa and this thing with him and this damn pastor, Papa. I don't understand how you not seeing how grimy this nigga is. I don't understand it. Now, speaking as somebody that grew up in the church, and for those of y'all that don't know, I believe that I've spoken this before. I'm a pastor's kid. My father was a pastor. Um, I'll say this in my earlier videos. My old um, viewers already know about this. And I was in church all my life until I was like maybe 19 or 20 or something like that. And my father was a pastor. And to be more specific, he was a visitation pastor, and what that means is like he was in charge of you know the people that were visiting the church or new members and stuff like that. Um, and he was underneath the main pastor, and there was a music pastor, and then there was it was different pastors in the church. Um, So I've seen a lot of things going on in the church that I didn't necessarily agree with. A lot of things that I felt it was unnecessary. A lot of things that just, and especially when it comes to like this particular thing that's going on with this dude, always asks for all this money and stuff. But which is crazy. Like, how many times you gonna pass around the collection plate? You passing the collection plate around 2 or 3 times throughout the doggone service. Ain't nobody finna keep on giving you all the money. Like Jake said, I was cracking up. Jake said, I'm not getting this nigga no more money. I was like, so when I say Jake is hell, y'all. Like like I would have said the same thing though, but you all are just like, I'm not getting this nigga no more money. But I know that's right though. Like how many times you gonna pass this collection plate around, nigga? Like no, I'm not. No, you're not gonna get all that money up out of me, and it is what it is. I felt Jake on that, and so and I'm like he just doing too much. Even through the youth group. He in there, he talking about I want you to speak to the youth and stuff like that. And he went up there and said what that man wanted him to say, talking about you get telling people to give and stuff like that. Like that. Come on now. Stop it. Stop it. I think that most churches that be if you go to a church and I'm not speaking from experience, and they have a system where they're keeping track of all the members of the church and how often they give and stuff like that, and they keeping track if you stop giving and stuff like that, and they want to hold meetings with you and ask you why you not been giving no money and stuff like that, and they want to put restrictions on you because you ain't been paying tithes into their church, instead of just like that right there, run, because that's not no place that you need to be. Don't nobody gotta be sitting up there keeping don't give you no money like that. That's just ridiculous to me. It should be a thing where if you got it, go ahead and give it, and if not, then it is what it is. Just come to hear the word. I don't feel like y'all should be keeping track of how much money nobody is putting into your church. That to me, that whole system to me is ludicrous, and it just that just tells me for me that tells me that you ain't about nothing but just putting some money in your pocket, even though you saying it's going to the church, because that you treating the church like it's a business, and you want to make sure people is it's like they paying taxes or something like that, and nobody's required to put no money into your church, and that's what I my whole thing about it. Nobody is required to do that. As far as I'm concerned, they can give it if they got it. But if they don't, oh well. You wanna bring people bring up in front of the whole church and the elders that this person ain't paying tithes. That shit is ridiculous. And I'm gonna say it just like I said it. I don't care who offended by it. It's just crazy. Like stop it. The church is not a business. The church is for somewhere for you to come and hear, learn about God, and turn your life over to God. That's what that is. Okay. I should not be seeing ATMs outside the doors of the church. Okay. It is what it is. Like y'all, they be doing too much. Like if you see all that going on, run. Like I said. Uh, and so I hope Papa get his shit together, because I agree with old girl when she said, okay, your dad was right about me, but he wasn't right about my father. Like, yeah, that's kind of twisted. I don't even understand how you even, you know what I'm saying, justifying what you doing right now, Papa. It don't make no sense. So then he all up at the party and stuff like that. Jacqueline was having a party because Victor couldn't go nowhere and stuff like that. And he passing out tracks and stuff and being all judgmental, talking about this is some mess up in here. Dude, you was just smoking weed with them like not too long ago. I'm gonna need you to sit your little high mighty ass down some motherfucking way. Yeah, Papa kind of getting on my nerves a little bit. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because why are you even there? That's my whole thing. If it's just such a mess going over there, why are you there? Like, you shouldn't even be here then. Go back over there to your hallelujah night and do what you got to do. Because stop it. Now, let's talk about Trig situation. So, the feds done find out that, he was with, Victor when, I mean, not Victor, but with Duda when he killed, what you call it. Well, they know he was in a car with him or something like that. I don't know how it is they came about where they put two and two together that Victor was involved in in accused death, but one way or another, I guess it's being pinned on him. I don't know if it was. I'm not sure if it was he was in a car, but I feel like if he was in a car with Duda was in there too. So why is it that he's been arrested and Duda ain't? I don't understand it. But anyway, they trying to get him to testify against Duda. And he was saying, he didn't want to do that and stuff like that. And even though he told him like, hey, I didn't do nothing. He told his lawyer what happened, but he didn't tell, the prosecutors what happened. So, um, they end up, putting him on house arrest, and eventually Alicia ended up getting him off. Um, Alicia ended up getting him off and got his case dismissed and stuff like that because of shot or whatever like that, and because I think she knows, he didn't do it or whatever. Um, so he's back on the street, but before that, Jake comes in there, and throws him a little party because he couldn't leave because he was on house arrest. First Victor was a little upset about, Jake getting the money from Duda and coming up there to bail him out and stuff like that. But, you know, uh, he was like, well, if I hadn't done it, you would still be in jail, whatever. So he was like, well, you know what I'm saying, like that. And he was saying, he was like, he was scared or whatever like that. And, Trig was telling him, like, yeah, ain't nothing gonna happen to you. And then, Jake had to tell him, like, if you go to jail, that's gonna affect me because you my brother. And then he just had to settle down and be like, yeah, you right. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like, of course it does. Like, how you think ain't nothing gonna happen to him if you go to jail? That's gonna affect him because because you in jail. He don't want you in there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like that they had that little moment. Um, so Gemma is still doing this thing with Brittany. Um, Maisha is kind of getting an attitude because it seems like, Gemma is spending more time with Brittany romantically, and what I'm saying, just paying more attention to Brittany and then focus on her as an artist. And I would have to agree. Um, she had asked them, I guess, one time if they wanted to go get something to eat after a session, whatever like that, and they was like, no. But then she seen on Instagram or whatever they was on that they had ended up going out to eat and stuff like that. So she about ready to be done with Jim and them. Um, and Jim don't know if she want to be this woman's manager or she want to be this woman's woman. And I'm like, come on now, you better listen to your daddy. Your daddy said don't shit where you eat, and you need to listen to him because you doing a whole lot while having a man. Okay, which is ridiculous. Sit your ass down somewhere, little girl. You know what I'm saying? Brittany ass. Bakari is better than me because I know he put two and two together when Duda called him out about that damn book. You know damn well the only people that you told about that damn book, the only people you told about that damn book is Jake, your woman, and your sister. Don't nobody else know about that damn book. So you know damn well Jake ain't told nobody about that shit, and you know damn well what you call it ain't told about because she don't even deal with none of them people like that. So you know your woman ain't told nobody about it. Ain't nobody but your sister. It ain't nobody but her. So he know it. So like to me, when she came up on him in that party and he walked away, I'm saying, oh no, it wouldn't have been no walking away. She would have got her little feelings hurt at that little party. She would have got her feelings hurt. She would have got she would have been embarrassed. I'm telling you right now, ain't no, like, don't touch me. Cause what the hell you got going on? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you would have got a whole mouthful. You almost got me killed behind your bullshit. Like why you even? And it's like I don't even understand why you even sitting up here spying on your own brother for some money. Like, what's the point? What is the reason for it? I don't even understand it. Her reason for even doing that. And I kind of feel like I'm actually positive that when Papa Daddy got killed, she probably put in the word that, hey, Bakari and Papa, they over here at this party, ain't nobody at the house, so y'all can go on over there and do that, whatever like that. So she let them know that wasn't nobody there, and I bet you that's when it happened. She had something to do with that, and because she spying on him, so she probably called them and was like, yeah, he ain't at the house right now. You can go ahead and take care of that. Trifling. Now, as I mentioned in my other review, we are introduced to Bianca, who is played by Jill Marie Jones, who played Tony Childs in Girlfriends, if y'all remember from back in the day. She owns a cigar shop in Chicago that Alicia helped her get and believed in her when nobody else did. She gets introduced to Tiff, and she likes Tiff's weed. She got to sample Tiff's weed, and she wants to work with her. They're working together now, and I don't know, they were kind of at odds for a minute. At the moment, actually, because Tiff relayed some information to Duda that Bianca did not want him to know about. And she was wrong. She was wrong. But at the same time, I understand that she was just, you know, just tired of Duda ass and was wanting to hurt his little feelings, whatever. But girl, yeah, you shouldn't have did that. You should just kept your mouth shut. Um, so they kind of at it right now. But I do like the fact that they were working together, and she was putting Tiffany on to a lot of stuff like that. And I like that Alicia is putting her on too. And I think the last episode she called her son's fiance and stuff like that. And she's like, she about to put Chicago on the map as, the weed capital of Illinois or whatever like that. And I like that she's kind of, getting used to Tiffany and kind of, coming around on Tiff and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. I also, like I was saying, back to Bianca's character, I like her. And although she was using Duda, and like she told Tip that was just transactional, she just used him to get what she can get out of it. And I kind of don't blame her. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh well. Sometimes you got to move like that. Sometimes you have to move like that. But like I said, I love seeing her on screen again. My dog Tony Childs love seeing her on screen again. What else did I talk about? Oh yeah, Nina and Dre. I guess they supposedly divorced now. We come back from this, and I guess she said that Dre was still in love with her ex, and decided that that's where she wanted to be, and so that's it. But I noticed that the actress that plays Dre is on Power now, so they probably have to write her out. I don't know if they're gonna bring her back now that we know that Force is ending. So I don't know if they're gonna bring her back. Hopefully they do. Because I kind of like Dre. I like Dre and I miss her. But in the meantime, they brought back the Brat, to reprise her role. I guess that's Nina's new love interest because that's who she cheated on Drake with or whatever like that. So I'm like, wow. And so they've gotten back in contact with each other. I guess she found out she's seen on Instagram or whatever like that Nina was divorced or whatever like that, and they were broken up or something like that. And I'm like, wow. So she then came back around. Like, how she even know? I'm trying to figure out how she even knew where she lived at. Why does this person know where you live? And you're married, and you cheated on your wife with this person. How does she know where you live? That's what I want to know. How you know what you? How do you know? How do you know? How does she know where you live? That part of the writing didn't make sense to me because I want to know that. Like, you gave this woman your address when you cheated with her. Oh, Like, make it make sense. Please make it make sense. Um, let's go here with this situation with Emmett and Keisha and Nook. Okay, so we come back from this, for part two. We realize that Ronnie's having some issues. She can't get him to stop crying and stuff like that. And so she ends up, taking him to the doctor, and they can't find out what's wrong with him. Next, as the episodes go by, we find out that Ronnie has sickle cell, and they need to know some stuff about the biological father to see who is, make sure that no, both are carriers or something like that. Because they said both parents have to be carriers. So she goes to Fatima, who is Trig's woman, and asks her for help to, track down some information about her abductor. So she goes and she gets the information and stuff, and she comes to find out that her abductor was not a carrier of this gene. So then Keisha automatically knows, well, he's not the father, and she knows exactly who the father is. So she tells Emmett. And Emmett's up here acting like he dumb, talking about well, if the abductor ain't the father, then who is it? She's like, who you think? Oh, hell no. Nah. What you mean, hell no? Nah. See, a lot of people gonna get mad at what I'm about to say about that, and I don't give a damn. It is what it is. Feel how you feel about it. Argue with your motherfucking mama. And it is what it is. The minute that Emmett talking about well, can we just keep this to ourselves and not saying she like, no, he has a right to know. And he does. He has a right to know that he has a child out there. Now, people can sit here and say, well, he a criminal and stuff, and he working for Duda. Emmett worked for Duda too. So we not finna sit up here and act as if, one situation is any more safer than the other one. Because if we want to be 100% honest here, if we talking about what's best for the children and what's best for Ronnie, the best thing for Ronnie in this situation would be for Keisha to move her ass back in the house with her mama, because ain't neither one of them situations safe for her right now, whether it be with Nuck or with Emmett. Because Emmett got that whole family in danger behind his nonsense with Duda. So we not finna do that. We're not. That's just something that we not gonna do. We gonna want to keep it real around here, and that's what we gonna do. So we gonna move on past that, and we gonna talk about the real issue that I got with this whole situation. So even if we got past that, we get to the scene where they tell Nuck. They sitting at Smokey's, and Keisha tells Nuck, I think that you're Ronnie's father, and he looks surprised, happy, and stuff like that, and Emmett's gonna say, so we'll need you to take a DNA test, and Nuck looks at him like, I don't need one, and she say, I'm the father. Pause. That's one of many things that I have a problem with Emmett suggesting a DNA test. Keisha done already told you that Nuck was the only person that she was with. One, that should have been enough for you. Two, that's not your place to be even suggesting that. I'm tired of people acting as if your significant other has a right to demand a DNA test for a child that has nothing to do with them. You don't have the right to do that. It is what the fuck it is. I don't give a fuck if you a man or a woman. You don't have no right to do that shit. If that person, if your man wants a DNA test for a child that might be his, that's up to him to decide if that's what he wants to do. The same in this situation. If Keisha wants to have a DNA test with this man, wants to ask this man for a DNA test to be sure that he the father, whatever like that, that's between him, her, and Nuck. You don't have no authority to demand that. Period. And I don't care who don't agree with that. Argue with your mama. That right there was out of line. First of all, for the simple fact that your woman is sitting here and told you, and the fact that he already knew. You knew that Nuck was the damn daddy. Stop playing. Unless you want to call your woman a hoe, you know that Nuck was the damn daddy of her child. And if that man said he ain't need it, then he ain't need it. I'm tired of these motherfuckers just want to get some stuff done because they don't want to accept reality. No, you going to accept that shit and it ain't shit going to be done. But since they went, she said, you know what I'm saying, to make him happy, like, we just want to make sure, stuff like that. Oh, so now, Keisha, you want to sit there and try to act like you not sure? To please Emmett? The fuck out of here. I'm sorry. That just didn't sit right with me. Keisha, you knew what the fuck it was. At some point, the fuckery got to stop. We're not going to be keeping on doing shit just to please some motherfucking body. If you know what the shit is, then it is what it is. They going to accept that shit or they don't get the fuck on. And it is what it is. So then, once they get that established that he's the father or whatever like that, we come to, this most recent episode where, he comes over to accompany Lil Ronnie trick-or-treating. And now I'm going to go through this whole scenario, step by step so we can get the full picture of what transpired. So they're getting ready to go out trick-or-treating. There's a knock at the door. They ain't knocking like that, opposed, nothing like that, yelling nothing or anything. Just a knock. Emmett goes over to the door. Mind you, they have a bodyguard now because, Emmett went and talked to Alicia and all that stuff like that. Knocks on, they open the door up. They see that it's Nuck. The bodyguard is up there like, hey, hold on. And, Emmett's like, no, it's okay. He can come in. He's Ronnie's father or whatever like that. Invited him in. It wasn't like he barged his way up in there or nothing like that. They let him in. So, they let him know that they about to get ready to go out trick-or-treating. And he said, I figured that. So, that's why I'm here. And, Emmett looked like, what? He was like, no, I'm here to, take my child trick-or-treating. And then Emmett responds, you can't just invite yourself. Pause. Are you telling this man that he can't invite himself to take his own child trick-or-treating? Who are you to tell that to him? That man can accompany his child wherever the fuck he want to accompany his child to. Sir, what the hell is wrong with you? So Keisha, like, what? I should have called you. That's my bad. True, but your nigga is out of line. And I'm going to need you to check that nigga. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you exactly how that would have went. Had this been my man and my child's father coming over and saying that, hey, I would like to accompany my child trick-or-treating. And my dude opens up his mouth and says, you can't just invite yourself. Excuse you? That's his father. He don't need your permission to accompany his child trick-or-treating. And I don't want to hear nobody coming up under my post talking about he need to respect their home and can't just popping up. Irrelevant. For the simple fact that when he came over there, he knocked on the door and Emmett allowed him to walk up through that door. Once Emmett allowed him to come up in there and say that's okay, he's Ronnie's father, all that bullshit about he can't be popping up is irrelevant. Ain't no reason you bring that up because that went out the door. As soon as he said it's okay, he's Ronnie's father, he can come in. That's out the door. Stop bringing it up. I don't even want to hear it no more. Don't even attempt to put it in my comment section because it's irrelevant. Now, if he had said that, if his problem was that he came over there to the house uninvited and he stated that would have been a whole nother conversation and he would have been right. Don't just come up to my house and you ain't told nobody that you coming over here. If that was the conversation, then y'all would have a point. But since that wasn't the conversation, you don't have one. His whole thing was him not coming along to go trick-or-treating with his child, which Emmett don't have no authority to tell him that he can't do. I don't give a fuck who don't like it, who don't like that truth. Emmett don't have no authority to tell that man that he can't accompany his child trick-or-treating. Period. No, you ain't even got a costume on. Now I was talking like, come on now, talking about something you a gangster, nigga. If you don't get nigga, you get your ass about this though, so we can go take these kids trick or treating. And then the whole thing, and them like arguing over this damn piece of candy. Sir, it's a piece of candy. That little piece of candy ain't gonna change the rules of y'all house and impact how he being raised. And I wish people would quit trying to act like it is. If that man wanted to buy his son a piece of candy, he didn't miss out on a lot of time. If he wanted to buy himself a piece of candy, he should have been allowed to go ahead and buy the boy a piece of candy. Okay? And there should have been no damn arguing about that damn piece of candy. Keisha didn't really even have a problem with it. She just like, it's not necessary, but she ain't say, no, you can't do it. And I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, let them talk about that shit. Emmett needs to fall his ass back. I don't give a fuck how nobody feel about, oh, he been helping Keisha raise. He ain't been helping Keisha raise that child that long. They ain't even been back together that long. Stop it. They are not married. He is not her husband. He has no authority in this situation, regardless of how the fuck y'all feel about it. He does not. Argue with your mamas, not in my comment section, because it is what it is. Emmett has no authority in that situation, and it is what the fuck it is. I don't give a fuck who roof Rodney is under. When it comes to his father, Emmett needs to fall back. Because Nuck's position is always going to hold weight over Emmett. Period. I don't give a fuck how the fuck you feel about it. It is what it is. That's his father. Period. His name the one that's going to be on the birth certificate. He's the one that they gonna need permission from if they ever want to leave the country or go on a trip or something like that. They ain't gonna be able to do that without his say so. So I'm gonna need y'all, when everybody else that want to defend Emmett, to fall y'all asses the fuck back to and shut the hell up, because y'all don't know nothing about what the fuck y'all talking about when it comes to this whole situation. Now I can see if Nuck wasn't in the picture or just like the fucking deadbeat and just not coming around and stuff like that, and Keisha had full custody, then that would be different. That would be different. You know what I'm saying? But this man, he has rights. And until she take him to court and take away his rights, he gonna have them. So yes, Emmett will have to fall the fuck back. Now, nobody's saying that he can't still treat Ronnie like his own and nothing like that. He can. But you don't overstep when it comes to his father, though. Period. Y'all like this man been raising this boy for about 10 years. That boy is 2 years old. And Keisha didn't move in with this man until after, he was a year? So stop. He ain't been raising that child since birth, and it ain't been like no damn 10 years. And they not even married. He ain't nobody's stepdaddy. I don't know who said that shit. They not married. You ain't nobody's step parent until then. You his mama's boyfriend. That's what you are. And I'm gonna need you to act like what you are. Okay? Nah, ain't no, because I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't no boyfriend ever gonna have no authority to be trying to be coming at my child's father like you finna tell him what to do with his child. They ain't even gonna happen. I'm not gonna allow that to happen. Now, once you start talking about you gonna put a ring on my finger and stuff like that, even then you don't have no authority to be trying to overstep him. Even if we married, you don't have no authority to overstep him when it comes to his child. Period. Now you can have your little suggestions and stuff like that. Ain't nobody gonna disrespect your suggestions or anything like that. But when it comes down to them final decisions, that's gonna be made between me and him. We're gonna make those decisions for our kids. The same way I'm not gonna try to overstep you when it comes to your children. That's not my place. Those are your kids, and that's between you and the person that you had those kids with. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah, I can make my little suggestions and stuff like that because whenever they at our house or something like that, like, hey, can you know what I'm saying? I think that this is the way this should be done and stuff like that. And, you know what I'm saying? It's still, you have to respect the parent's position. I will always say that. I'm never going to ease up on that. In those situations. Yeah, and I just feel like Emmett was all the way out of line with a lot of the stuff that he was doing. Also with the stuff that we were introduced to his half brother. And him constantly calling his brother, half and stuff like that, as if his own children are not halves. And it's like, dude. And that's what further pissed me off about this little speech he went on and this little rant he went on with Nuck talking about he ain't raising the kids to be spoiled and entitled brats. At the same time, you acting just that, like a spoiled entitled brat. The very fact that you in the predicament that you are in right now with Duda is because you were not happy with what you got, what you had, and you had to go and get you some more money in order to get more than what you had. And now you in this predicament because you wanted what you couldn't obtain with what you had, even though you was perfectly okay with what you was doing. But you wanted that fast money. You weren't content with what you had, so you acted like a spoiled entitled brat and went to work with Duda. You also acted like a spoiled entitled brat every time you called your brother half brother. Also not acting like a spoiled entitled brat when it comes to baby Ronnie. They don't even belong to you. Uh, it, it, Everything that he acts like is acting like a spoiled entitled brat, but by trying to preach about not raising your kids to become spoiled entitled brats. But that's exactly what the hell you are. Now, hopefully, they can come to some kind of mutual understanding, and both can, Keisha and Nuck and Emmett can come up with a solution about how they want to go forward with how to do things with with Ronnie, because it has to be a mutual understanding and a mutual agreement, not just Nuck doing everything that Keisha and Emmett want to do, because it just don't work like that. I understand that they have a routine going, you know, since they've been living together and stuff like that. But now that Nuck is found out to be the father, you may have to switch that little routine up a little bit, because now you have another parent that's a biological parent coming into the picture, and he may have his own ideas about how he wants to do things, and he has a right to that. You can't tell him, well, no, it's just gonna go this way. You just gonna have to accept that. No, that's not how that works. That's not gonna work like that. Mm-mm. Now, if as long as the stuff that he doing ain't finna be detrimental to the child, it ain't finna impact him for the rest of his life, you shouldn't have a problem with it. Like, not for like that little piece of candy wasn't gonna be something that was gonna impact nothing, and that image should not have made no big deal about that shit. Period. Image just want and for real, that wasn't even really about Ronnie. That whole rant he was going on was about his ego. It had nothing to do with Ronnie, and we're not gonna act like it did. And that's why Keisha did what she did. Like, came back and was like, can we just continue this or whatever like that, with the trick or treating or whatever. Because Emma was on some bullshit, and it is what it is. Um, with that being said, I hope that they can work it out and all get along for Ronnie's sake. Okay, and speaking of, we were introduced to Emmett's half brother, who happens to be very good with money. Emmett ended up giving him a job, working with him, and he's helping Emmett out with his money issues. He went to talk to Duda and talk to him about the money issue, and you know what I'm saying. So I guess I don't know, Duda ain't gonna do right, but he thought he was doing something by going and talking to Duda because he doesn't want Emmett caught up in his mess. Also, we were introduced to Jackie Long's character, who I guess was got into some mess with Emmett's brother a while back and ended up going to jail. And he seems to be under the impression that somebody owes him something because he got caught doing some shit he had no business doing. Sir, you went to jail for your part in the crime that you were doing with this young man. You did not go to jail for him. Okay, let's just get that straight right now. You went to jail for yourself and for the shit that you did. And I'm done talking about you. We were also introduced to Rob's father, who was played by the great Leon. His presence was short lived. I was surprised. We saw that he was, Rob was wanting to, work things out and try to have a relationship with him, but he ended up approaching Duda, and then we seen that Duda ended up taking him out, and it's kind of sad. I was hoping that Rob would get a chance to have a relationship with his father. I think I covered everything, y'all. I'm not sure. But if I missed anything, y'all let me know down there in the comment section. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get my videos when they drop. And I will see y'all for the next episode.